Just had a leg day and I'm sitting in my Jeep thinking about what I'm going to do today. How do I prioritize my writing and social media content for the day, because I'm trying to document more of what I do on a day-to-day basis. So today I'm going to be writing 3 massive resumes as well as 2 LinkedIn profiles for clients, all at the executive level. I picked up 2 of those clients yesterday. I'm also working with onboarding a new client based in Germany. She's amazing. She's an executive level client. I'm going to be updating her CV, optimizing her profile, and then she's hired me to write at least 6 months worth of content. So I've got a busy day. I'll try to film as much as I can, and hopefully you guys follow along and find some value. Quick little update. I'm in the office now. I spent way too much time filming a video of my dog, but now I'm all in, ready to get into my flow state and write a bunch of badass resumes. Let's freaking go. This client came to me after being laid off at the end of March at a huge pharmaceutical company. And you guys, he's been job searching since the beginning of April, end of March, and has had 3 interviews. And so he found me on LinkedIn. He was skeptical, as most people are when they come to resume writers, because they've either had a really poor experience in the past, unfortunately, or they just have never worked with a resume writer before. And so we had a really, honestly, an amazing conversation. I got to know him. I got to know his background. He has a lot of really great experience in both marketing operations and compliance. So it's a little bit tricky to kind of toe the line between the two, while really deriving the value that he could provide for a company in the pharma space or the biotech space, from both perspectives. So I just finished writing a resume for him, and I am confident that he's going to start landing 10 times more interviews than he has in the last 7 months. Let's just take a quick peek at the before of his resume. I mean, the first thing that I notice is, this version is an attempt to be tailored to compliance positions. But when you do a quick 5-second scan of this resume, what stands out to you? Exactly. It's nothing. So if he's applying to compliance positions, well, the first thing that they're going to see is, oh, wait, compliance. He's a promotional programs manager. He's more in the marketing space. There is no impact that's really popping out on this resume. It just, honestly, it's kind of boring, and it doesn't tell a story of what his background actually is, because this guy has done a lot of really cool things for obviously a major pharmaceutical company. So let me show you the transformation. Boom. Okay, now it's popping. We got some colors in there, but it's still ATS friendly. With this version, we decided to do more of a hybrid approach where we are showcasing both his marketing operations and his compliance expertise. You guys, you probably want to narrow down your resume just a little bit more than what I've done here. But the point of this is it's still possible to create a resume that showcases your really diverse background, especially when you've been in one industry and you want to stay in that industry. Sometimes you can use that to your advantage to really say, hey, yeah, I'm a badass marketer, but hey, look, I also have this compliance and this regulatory experience. And that's really important in a highly regulated industry like the pharmaceutical or the biotech industry. So now we've got, okay, this is a cool guy. He's got some really amazing achievements in both marketing operations as well as governance and regulatory compliance. And he's got some amazing experience, you guys. We kind of played on some of the titles because his actual title didn't really align to what he was applying to. And then it's also really keyword rich. And it shows his impact. Even though he's only worked for one company, this is a really powerful portrayal of his diverse background and what he has done and what he can continue to do in that space. All right, let's see how quick he can get interviews. I'm guessing it'll take a week. Okay, some real talk, you guys. I am not nearly as far as I want to be today, and that's okay. I got into a flow state and I wrote a resume. I'm about to write for a LinkedIn profile, and then I have a couple more to go. I realized that my stomach was growling, so I'm about to eat a little bit of food. I've got some Greek yogurt here with some walnuts and an apple, and I've run into some issues with onboarding my client from Germany. Hopefully we can get those resolved. I'm trying to fill out some paperwork and go through some processes to become an actual vendor for a big Fortune 500 company, which is really exciting. But she's hiring me as part of her severance package, and there's just a lot of hoops that we have to jump through, and it's not going as smoothly as we would have hoped. But we'll get her done. Hope your guys' day is going smoother than mine. Just got done writing a resume for a client that is a chief revenue officer, and he's worked with a lot of really cool startups in the Austin area. And he's also worked at some really big enterprise companies, but really his passion is 0 to 1 startup, and he's amazing at that. So it was a lot of fun to write his resume. I'm really excited to deliver it to him. As you can see, it's lunchtime right now. Stomach started to growl a little bit. So I'm gonna grab a bite to eat, and then after I do that, look at that tomato. I'm gonna start writing for his LinkedIn profile, which he really wants me to expedite, so I told him I could get that to him a little bit early. And then I'm jumping on a call, kind of a coffee chat with somebody that I met on LinkedIn. And then I'm still working through the onboarding process of getting my Germany client on board. Hopefully that'll be done and in the books by next week. But I have to jump on a phone call at 2:30 here today to hopefully solidify that, and then we will be good to go. Yeah, the day's picking back up. I've got a lot done, a lot more that I still want to do, but I thought I would check in on my lunch break. I just got off the phone with a coffee chat with somebody that I met on LinkedIn, and funny enough, she just registered for Gary V's coaching program that's going on right now, and she was talking to me about the Stand Store. And one of the things that motivated me to do some more behind the scenes stuff was actually listening to Gary V, or Gary Vaynerchuk. So that was an interesting conversation. It took a little bit longer than I had anticipated, so it's put me a little bit behind on my resumes and LinkedIn profiles that I'm working on today, but that's okay because I learned a lot from her, and she encouraged me to start the program and go into it, which, maybe I'll consider. But you guys, I'm working on a resume right now for a client who, she has an awesome background. Her resume sucks. It's like the last 2 years, well, actually the last 1.5 years, she has kind of taken a sabbatical. She's been in very high level, executive level positions in business operations, but really her passion is in people and coaching and mentoring and leading really transformational initiatives at the enterprise level. So her current resume does not tell that story in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to be working on that here in just a little bit to help give her resume a facelift. And I think she's going to be absolutely ecstatic because I already have this little brainchild idea of where I want to take her resume. So I'm excited to transform that for her.